Yo, what up? It's your boy Ryan Leslie. You already know. You're checking out thestash.com.
Good morning, Mr. Leslie. As of today, you know 11,619 renegades.
So, I mean, look, you know, I think the world is just a crazy place because it's a small place, you know, and the internet makes it even smaller. And so what's so beautiful is that, you know, Kanye and I had connected initially. I still remember that initial meeting that we had where, you know, we had connected and we had never actually worked in the studio together. And I had actually was having a bad birthday one year. Me and my girl, I was expecting to do something with my girl on my birthday, and we had it out and it didn't work out. And I remember just sending like a cold email to Don C, like, yo, man, you know, y'all in the studio tonight, I miss, you know, what y'all doing? And he said, yeah, man, we down here, you know, and it was down at Electric Lady, and it was right in the height of all of the Good Fridays, and I was able to jump on Christian Dior Denim Flow, and we also did the record with Banks, started up around that same time, and I got a video on my iPhone, man, of like Swizz Beatz and Kanye West singing me happy birthday that night. It was just crazy when you think about how, you know, things happen. And so we ended up doing a bunch of sessions, and, you know, I went out and work with them on Watch the Throne. And if you look at that little kind of like, you know, bootleg documentary that came out, you'll see like when Russell Crowe was in the building and he was talking about, you know, Russell ain't the only Russell, you know what I'm saying? I'm in that little documentary, and you know, I was doing my thing, he was doing his, and then I actually ran into him again at a party for Ben Horowitz. So Ben Horowitz wrote an amazing book called The Hard Thing About Hard Things, and Michael Ovitz was hosting a party for him, and I reconnected with Ye there and was able to show him what I'm building. And so you know, I think it's just I think it should be, I think anything when you do a collaboration, it should just be as organic as that first night. When, you know, it's just a birthday night and I went and we worked together. And so, you know, he and I have never kind of worked with like, hey, let's write this contract, let's ink this deal together. It's always just been about mutual respect. From an artist standpoint, from an innovation standpoint, from a creator standpoint. And so I think inevitably there's going to be a project or something that we connect on. And even if it's just by way of inspiring one another, it's definitely going to be there. But yeah, you know, it's been good, man. That's the homie. I mean, I could sit here and I could give you a wish list. Oh, man, I want to work with Prince, which I definitely do. You know, I love to, you know, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different artists that I can name, but really, any artists that are existing now and have traction, 9 times out of 10, they're already in a deal. And I'm interested in wrapping my arms around an artist, a creator, who has gotten to a point where they've done all they can do, and they're looking for that right boost, and they're looking for that right outlet and that right team around them to propel them to the next level and to make music history. And so what we've created will be the foundation for music history, in that whether it's myself or whether it's an artist that I sign, one of those artists, the artist that actually sells a significant amount of units, and significant meaning 100,000 plus, it will be the first artist in history, in the history of the music business, that actually sells 100,000 plus and actually has 100,000 plus address book entries because they know every single person that bought that record. I'm over 10% of the way there. I believe that there is an artist out there that I can discover, or who will discover me. Maybe you send your, I mean, if you want to email me, Ryan at Renegades NYC, you want to text me, +1, if you're overseas, +1, area code 915-600-6978. I'm looking for you. And come to me with your A game, come to me with your dopest music, come to me with the social following that you've been able to build on your own with your own knowledge and methodology, and then let me and my team wrap my arms around you and build you to that first historic moment, like I said, where you move 100,000 units and you actually know every single one of those 100,000 people that support you. That's really short term what the goal is, and I'm looking for somebody that has that lightning in a bottle, meaning that their engagement is great, their social following is great, the music is great, the work ethic is competitive and comparative to my own and the work ethic of my team, and we're gonna make history together. I mean, I think it's time for some folks. I think, you know, there's a lot of people that's you know, yeah, I think there's a lot of people that have already, you know, they've made a great deal of money on the back of, you know, I mean, it's just the nature of the business is exploitation, right? So somebody will actually come to a record company and say, look, I want to sign away 80% of my livelihood to you for a small advance, you know? And that's just been an accepted practice. And so when that little 20% trickles in and there's somebody sitting at the top of a label who's actually participating in 80% of the revenue of multiple artists, then, you know, it's obvious that they would have already made a great deal of money, and it might be time for them to, allow somebody to come in and show them a different way and show them that, you know, it should be more transparent and it should be more equitable, you know. Just because that's an accepted practice doesn't mean that's the way it should be. And so I don't think anyone's really hated on me, you know. I will tell you this, you know, we haven't really been running up in labels, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really running up in record labels looking for a check, looking for a handout, because 9 times out of 10, the thinking may be a little bit too ahead of the times for the deals they have in place. And the wonderful thing that I love about startups, and we were just over, you know, Rap Genius, you know, the thing that I love about startups is that they're small, they're agile, they can move, they're flexible, and they know that, you know, technology is changing everything at a ridiculously, you know, at a you know, almost heartbreaking speed, you know, heart racing, you know, speed of technology. And so, you know, I've had some conversations with some of the bigger distribution companies and holding companies, entertainment holding companies, and they've been receptive. But I'm looking for, like I said, whether that opportunity comes from within a label system or that opportunity comes to me directly, we will make this history. And, you know, it's nothing against the big box digital retailers, nothing against iTunes, nothing against Amazon, nothing against Google Play. What I'm interested in doing is making sure that artists that need their data, that really need to know if it's only 500 people that bought their album, and they need to actually see if 25 out of those 500 people would like to get a t-shirt, or if 100 of those 500 people want to come to a concert, the artist should be able to reach out to those people in a better environment than just Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You know, I mean, you know, y'all can do the math right now. You know, you post something on Twitter, how many retweets you getting? You know what I mean? Based on, and if you do the percentage based on the number of followers you have. Post something on Instagram. You know, if you have a significant number of followers, how many likes and comments are you actually getting? How are people even getting to see your stuff? You know what I mean? And so I'm interested in facilitating a direct one-on-one relationship between artists and the people that support them, and in so doing, giving them the opportunity to build a sustainable business out of a lot less people. And so record companies, if you're listening, you watching, you want to have some of this knowledge, you want to have some of this expertise, some of this technology, we're here because I'm artist first, you know what I mean? And so, you know, that's, if anybody that's artist first, let's work in terms of the fees that I can command for you know, an appearance or hosting. So mid-level, I would say, is like $15,000 to show up and, you know, do a couple songs from the DJ booth. So, you know, the issue with that, and anybody who's an artist understands, when you work with a promoter, everything's all good, and they might have a contract and all that type of stuff, and they promise you a certain amount, and if the event's not doing well, you might be getting a little okie doke when you actually get to the venue. Hey, we didn't really sell out the back end, you know, and that's why you find a lot of artists are like, yo, the promoter didn't have the bread right, it wasn't right. And so, you know, I had an opportunity where somebody said, yo, Rod, we want you to come do a New Year's Eve event, and you know, we give you what your rate is, $15,000, come do this, do a couple songs. And I said, you know, I would love to be able to test my audience and see whether or not I could do something completely disruptive and revolutionary. And so I reached out to my audience in that area directly, and I had about maybe 1,700 people in Germany, total in Europe maybe 3,400 people, and I could reach them directly. It wasn't a tweet, it wasn't an Instagram. I could actually write them an email and say, look, I'm gonna do a New Year's Eve party, and the first people to get back to me with a ticket reservation at 200 euros a ticket, then we're gonna turn up in a private palace somewhere, you know, it's a special secret location. And yeah, man, 48 hours later, man, you know, 40,000 euros was in my account, no flyers, no posters, no deals with any crazy promoters and anything. And you know, we had a crazy party, man. You know, and it was fan funded, and it was a beautiful thing, man. You know, and we're gonna do it again this New Year. So if you want to come to my private palace on you know, in Vienna, Austria, which is where we made the Black Mozart album, and you want to celebrate New Year's Eve and, you know, look towards the future and come pick, you know, the brain of, you know, someone who's really trying to make a difference in the music industry, or you just want to, you know, have a great time, or you just want to see a concert acoustic at a grand piano in the palace because you've never done that before, then, you know, the tickets are going to be on sale very shortly. And if you want to know, I gave you my number before, just text me by it. I'll let you know what's up. Text me by it. I'll let you know what's up.
Be my angel, I'll be your protection. I can see my future, girl.